Hey everyone, Eric here from Lapix. Got a really cool video for you guys today. Well, all of the videos are really cool, right? But we got this nice one here. You see, this is a MacBook Air. It's an A2681. This is the M2 2022 MacBook Air, and it's in here for liquid spill repair. Very nice machine. It's very thin. It has a MagSafe 3 with two USB-C ports here on the side. And well, I guess MagSafe is USB-C anyway, right? Definitely go ahead and check out that video. I actually had a nice little rant talking about that one. And we still have an auxiliary port here, which is always surprising to see. Not really in laptops as much, but for phones. But these are basically really large phones anyway, right? Because they put the same M2 chip in the iPad as they would as well in the MacBook. And the difference is, wait, is there a difference? Oh yeah, the operating system is the difference there. One uses the iPad OS, and then the other one uses Mac OS. And this one, it's funny because it actually does have the name MacBook Air. I guess it's passively air-cooled because there is no fan in this one. When you get to the Pro model, you do get that fan. But we want to go ahead and see the damage. Let's go ahead and open this up and take a look to see how they change opening these nowadays. Because usually there's clips, you got latches, you got traps in here, so always curious to see. Always nice to see. All right. Wow, look at that. Everything's covered. It's just a piece. All right. Looks like we have damage close to the LCD connection, which is not good. We have damage on the main board here. Looks like trackpad connection too. Looks like close to the USB-C MagSafe area over here. So the sneaky little apple has under here, there's a small little screw. There we go. Now we get to expose it. So remove the board. And we do have one USB-C connection because that's really what's important here. As you want to isolate the problem, we can see that there is a trackpad cable that goes all the way down here. And there's also a battery connection here as well. And then there is this other separate board here. So if I can zoom in, I think you guys will actually want to see that because I'm interested in it too. There's a secondary board here that attaches probably to everything else. Most likely this all is part of a palm rest here, keyboard. Yeah, this is pretty much like a palm rest, keyboard, and speakers are attached here. So everything looks to be kind of like separated on this one. It's a lot different than previous years, right? And we see obviously this is the main battery here. And this is where the connection does go. And the connection is on this side here, and then it plugs in that way. This is most likely adhered to like a frame which comes up. This is very similar to the older MacBook Airs. And then you have a few USB-C connections that are able to be removed. And then everything else goes on the secondary sideboard here. It looks like it's probably attached maybe to the palm rest itself there, or at least screwed down to the palm rest. And then there's probably something separate there as well. So we want to isolate the problem. Now a good thing about these ones, not that the fact that there isn't a fan or anything else, is that these are actually covered very well. If we see there is a shield that goes over the main board, and this shield is going to help protect against a lot of things, especially for liquid. And this is going to be probably your greatest test, right, outside of dipping it in an ocean. So what we want to do now is let's go ahead and plug it in and see if, since we isolated the problem, even though a lot of the part is actually, it's on the second one here, so, or at least it's on the top cover here piece, and hopefully this protected well. Let's check the voltage after we disconnected absolutely everything. This is because we have the board isolated, and let's see what we get here, because it's going to be receiving power and data. Let's see. So it looks like we are getting our voltage here. This appears to be correct, especially on the M1, M2 models, where we're getting about 20 volts, and then we have lower amps until usually the power button's pressed. So that actually looks to be pretty healthy. Looks like a very healthy thing. Where we see, let's just unplug it, because it's probably getting warm here somewhere. Oh, it's a very cool processor. It's very nice. Okay, so we do believe most likely that the board is probably actually okay in this stage, just because of what we're seeing here. And then there's probably something else causing a short for this not to turn on. And obviously, since there's a lot of stuff that has been impacted, maybe especially the battery, because we see there's been liquid around the battery area. Then we have the separate board as well, but this seems to be pretty clean too. And anything else, maybe you need to crack this open, but this is good because it looks like it actually held up here. And looks to be good. So I'm going to put it back now, and we're going to work backwards. We're going to see about the LCD connection. Even though there's a little bit of liquid damage on the connection itself there, this one appears, the cables actually look to be pretty good, and doesn't appear to be actual damage on this one. So the LCD most likely is probably going to be healthy here. Okay, so plug in a battery. Now let's try it now. We got a lot of things connected. There's really not a whole lot of connections here. Oops, actually I don't have a... Okay, so let's plug in this sideboard. Well, probably not a sideboard. There we go. So we plugged in our board over here. Let's go ahead and plug in here. Now let's try it now. See if we're getting our voltage. Again. Give her 5, we give her 20. Okay. And we heard that come up there too. So let's try it again. So we have everything but the trackpad plugged in. Okay, and that actually comes up. Let it load. I wonder if this is part of the keyboard, because a lot of times when you don't have that keyboard connected, so we actually don't have a keyboard light here. So what this assumes is that the trackpad connection is part of the keyboard connection, just like in previous years' models. Is usually when you don't have the trackpad circuit's usually part of the keyboard circuit too, just like a lot of other years' models. So if you ever have a disconnected trackpad, you have two things not working, which is obviously the keyboard and the trackpad. So looks like this is going to be our major problem here. So our trackpad works, but the keyboard doesn't work. So let's go ahead and see what else is going on there. We need to see that connection for the keyboard. We need to check on that. Okay, so we got our keyboard in. And before we even put it in there, we want to make sure that it's fine. It's working fine, right? So I think a good idea would be to connect it to the main board there, because we don't want to install it and then there's still a problem. We just always want to be sure that this is the problem, right? I can't really show obviously the customer's names there, but you can see if I tap on the keyboard, I'll at least show the bubble, and we actually have a caps light on as well. I see the green light here, so that means it's good. So all we would need to do would be a replacement, because there is clearly a problem with the keyboard itself. Now, one good thing they did leave us is what? They left us a battery adhesive here, and then the problem is we have to re-adhese that after, because it's going to come out again. So we would want to test it and re-adhese it. So there's tabs that go on each one. These 4 tabs are just for the battery connector, which is great, right? Not for the battery connector, just for the battery. So let's lift that up. So there's always a trick when you do these. These are like the iPhone batteries. And you can just kind of twist each one, so there's 4 of them. A good idea also would be to put a little bit of heat if it gives you a little bit of trouble. You can just kind of twirl this up. Actually might be the best way just to twirl it completely here. Because if you pull it, you have a chance of, if you don't have a good feel for it, you'll have definitely a good chance just to break it. But this one looks like it came off very easily. You just got to do that 7 more times. Lift up, okay. And what we'll have to do is replace the adhesive here. So you can see, and then again, this is just doing regular repair. So we're left with the keyboard, which is good. Now we can finally actually get into the keyboard, right? And now we have a backlight here, because everything is glued on these MacBooks, everything. Okay. There's the backlight out. Yep, now we gotta remove the screws around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to do the process pretty much all just in reverse now. So I didn't like how it felt, so actually I soldered, you can see a lot of black here. I soldered a lot of it, so it's going to help press it more. When we put down the battery as well and everything else. It's going to even feel even better. It's going to be pretty much perfect there. But yeah, it took me a little bit of time, but I want to make sure I got all the weak points and then just double down on the weak points there to reinforce everything there. So that's why I say the black. But I think it'll be good, and now I'll actually put it back and in reverse, and I'll put some glue on the battery and stuff, and then we'll test it out. Hopefully everything looks good there. So let's test it before we fully put it back just one last time, because there's a lot of casings and everything on here. So let's have it out, just make sure it's good. Let's pop up, good, we got the logo. Hopefully get the caps light locked too. Okay, so we got caps light lock. You can see the keyboard's working. Alright, good repair. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video on doing a liquid spill repair for the M2 MacBook Air. It's the A2681 model, and yeah, it was a bit fun. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please leave a like. It really does help a lot. We do lots of cool MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, liquid spill repairs, board level repairs. We got data recoveries. We got a lot of stuff on the channel. You should definitely go ahead and check it out. We do have the M1 Pro MacBook repair. That was, I think, the 14-inch one that we did like a while ago, for at least we showed it on there as well. You go ahead and check it out. We have lots of other different models, makes, models. We probably did almost all of them, like probably at this point. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out the channel. Everything should be on that. So go ahead. We have playlists too with all those other things, lots of fun things. So hope you guys are watching. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.